We're working on a project funded by the National Institutes for Health's INBRE program, which is a biomedical research funding opportunity. We are studying the quality of the water in the Yellowstone River across the swath of eastern Montana from Big Timber all the way to the North Dakota border. And in particular, we're looking at how changing water quality influences microorganismal life in the water. So this is an ongoing project. We've been collecting preliminary data over the course of the last summer or two. And this summer, we're expanding that preliminary work to focus on how these changes in microorganismal communities are being affected by changing not only season, but also where we're sampling and what the effect of urban centers and population centers is. We have 2 summers worth of data. This will be our 3rd summer on the project and our 2nd summer funded by INBRE. So I have undergraduate students that are working with me on the project, and I also have collaborators in the science department at MSUB. 2 students are working with me directly. They are responsible for field work, which includes sample collection and direct measurements in the field. Back in the laboratory, we have another set of students that are working under the guidance of Dr. Jason Comer, and they are working on extracting DNA from the samples that we bring back to the laboratory that we've collected from the river, and then sequencing those samples to decide what species exist in the water that we've collected. These students get to be out in the wonderful Montana outdoors, but they're also learning how to do quantitative chemistry. They're learning something about GIS, Global Information Systems. They are mapping out the data that they've collected to spatially represent and visualize how the water looks across eastern Montana. We are teaching them lab techniques back in the laboratory that they can carry with them to their future careers or to graduate school. And because these are undergrads, this is often their first experience getting to do some sort of hands-on research where they have quite a bit of independence in what they do. I'll often send students out to collect samples on their own. I'll task them with doing analysis in the lab on their own and really trying to get them to be independent researchers. There are some things that we can't identify. There are things that we're going to explore in more detail this summer. So there's always something in research that crops up that you weren't anticipating, and this project is no different. Each time that there is something like that, we find it exciting. And so if there's something that we can't identify in the water, we'll seek to try to figure out why we can't identify it and what it might be. If there are trends in water quality that might stand out to us, we'll try to piece together why that is through that GIS application of being able to visualize on a map what data look like as a function of where we collected it, and that's helped us try to narrow down some of the quirks that we see as a consequence of maybe urbanization. So are we upstream or downstream from a city center? So there are all sorts of things that we can deduce. We have students that are interested in ecology, students that are interested in chemistry, students that are interested in social sciences and geography that are involved in this project.